Hello, people that the house are doing. Today I'm talking about something I heard in college on Friday, which today is Saturday, so yesterday. Uh, and it's about war. I know it's a very different topic to be honest altogether. But if there was a world war in the morning, or if there was a nuclear war, would Ireland be affected, or would Ireland join, or would Ireland do anything at all, apart from just sit here and do nothing? So just what to talk about it. So, as everybody knows, Ireland never fought in a global war. People did go from Ireland to fight in a global war, World War One and World War Two, especially World War One, because loads of people sacrificed their lives endlessly to get home war. But as we know, the 1916 Rising came and really showed the British what was made of Ireland. But yeah, um, but if there was a World War Three in the morning, say there was, but I'm 99% sure it would be nuclear weapons. It would be because to be a major war, I say it'd be the war to end all wars. I know they said that about World War One, but technology has come on a long, long way since the last conflict, which was the division of Iran and all that. Uh, technology has come, so they have ballistic missiles. They can go from America's ballistic missiles can go from France over to the other side of basically just going the whole across the world because that's how powerful the missiles are. Years ago, you couldn't launch a rocket from anywhere because it wasn't possible in 1940 to launch a rocket from America to get it to Europe. You had to send a plane like as they done in Japan. But I'm talking about a world war. If a world war happened in Ireland in the morning, first of all, Ireland would not have the money to fight any war. It's simple as that. Even though the vets of war, if some country attacked Ireland in the morning, Ireland would literally not have the funds to attack. They would literally have to slash everything and take everything off everybody to try and fight the war because they wouldn't be armed enough to fight a war. Back in 1940, when World War Two was going on, Ireland would have fought very, very hard. The people would have literally burned the whole country down, just not to let it into British hands if it was the British invading, just because they didn't want the Germans invading Ireland to conquer Britain. Like they would have, if it was the Germans, I suppose they wouldn't have fought that hard. But if it was the British, they would have fought to the last man. But as they say, as this one person in my class said, Ireland's neutral. It doesn't matter. Finland was neutral in World War Two, and the Soviet Union went in there and just well, they didn't get kicked. They didn't kick their asses. Finland really kicked their asses, to be honest, because they got the biggest hop of their life when they attacked Finland. Because they were like, "Oh shit, this country's actually fighting back against us," and they don't even have tanks. They're literally just coming at us with skis and they actually are winning. But as I was saying, going off topic a lot, sorry. Ireland would not have any funds or would not have technology to fight a war on this scale. I suppose a small conflict maybe, but not a huge, huge war. And as I said about neutrality, neutrality doesn't matter. If there was a nuclear war in the morning, and say Ireland didn't even get involved, and say it was against Russia, and Russia, because honestly, if America declared war on Russia in the morning, the United Kingdom would obviously get involved, and then France, and then Germany, and then so forth and so on. So, if a nuclear bomb went off in London, it would obviously have radiation and everything coming over the Irish Sea, and Ireland would be affected. There'd be probably a million people dead on the east coast of Dublin and down towards Wexford and all that. But and Ireland might be even obliterated itself, but that's how I highly doubt that a nuclear blast would take out that much or whatever, a hydronic blast or whatever it's called. I can't, sorry, I'm very drastic on this, but I don't know really how to phrase it that much, to be honest. I don't want to annoy people by phrasing it saying, oh, there will be a nuclear war, but I'm really sure there will be kind of a war coming up sooner or later. I really am 100% positive in that. But if Ireland did go to war in the morning, say the EU got attacked by I'm just saying Saudi Arabia did attack. I'm not saying any bad or Iran or Syria or I don't know. I'm just making up random countries that could attack NATO or this. I'm not. No offense to anybody's country who's watching it. I'm just looking for examples. Say China. Actually, that's a good better example than Saudi Arabia and other countries because China has huge population. Uh, like say if they attacked Norway, let's say just for some reason Norway didn't give them this and they got very tick and they just declared war on Norway because Norway's in the United Nations and in NATO and in the UN, no, the EU, sorry, fuck's sake. So that means, and it's very, very, very hard to know. Like, there hasn't been such a thing. Would if Norway was attacked in the month by China, let's say, would the whole EU have to come in on it? Like, it probably will, and probably because Norway's a part of NATO, the rest of the world would be dragged in along with America. But to be honest with you, if there was oil in it, they wouldn't care less. They'd be just joining anyway, so don't worry about that. But would Ireland join? Would Ireland just be like, "Fuck yous, it's not our war"? I suppose if we look at it in Ireland's terms, we have an army of 10,000. We have a quotable population of 1.3 million. China has about 44 million people maybe ready to go to war. Like it's like 44 million coming down in the country with 1.3 million fit for active service, and the rest can't even fight. Or can't even disability though, anything like that. But war, let's just get it out straight. War was hell, and I'm not going to say it's not, because there's a 99% chance that you won't come back, and there's only 1% chance that you ever come back with all your body parts left. So basically, it's not going to end well for whichever way you go with war. But just saying, Ireland, it doesn't matter if Ireland's neutral. If a nuclear bomb went over and just hit us straight whack in the middle of Ireland and meant to hit America, I don't think if it was a war going on, I don't think anybody would really care less. But we could only hope and we could only pray that if there was a global war in the morning, that the Irish government and the Irish president would have a bit of a brain not to get involved. Because unless somebody comes and attacks us and we don't say anything, like, that's a lot better. Like, if they come into cock our land, that's what I'm trying to say. Then obviously we'll fight back. We never give up, and it's obviously. But I know this is just rambling on, to be honest to me, because it's very hard to explain it. Like global warfare has come on a lot, and I just want to take everybody forward. And I know it's very very open subject, I suppose you could say. Take you forward, subscribe more, and bye.